Hi there, I'm Rebecca and a really warm welcome back to my channel PumpkinBecki. In this week's video we're going to be doing a little bit of maintenance work on the monstrosity behind me. Let's get started. So this beast is a Ceanothus. It was bought very big, very mature, went in next to our front door and made quite an impact. It was great, and we've sort of trained it up against the wall in a very loose way. However, as winter came on, it became quite clear that actually the top half of it is pretty much dead now. That's a big shame, because that's the sort of the fan, that's the main bit. That's what we wanted. We wanted something tall and wide, and yeah, then that's the bit that's decided to die. However, we can do something about that, because this little shrub has actually thrown up a really nice shoot from much nearer the base. Today's job then is to make a somewhat tough decision. It doesn't look very pretty as it is, so something's got to happen. It's not very healthy for the tree to be like this, so something's got to happen. But it is going to fundamentally change the shape of the shrub here, and I'm just going to have to accept that. So here we are up at the top of the shrub, and you can see it's dead. There's nothing there. So now we're panning down the shrub, and you can see there's a big expanse here of bare nothingness. It's not doing us any favours at all. And then here's the bottom with all the lovely new lush growth. So we're here at the base of the plant now, and you can see the lovely main trunk coming up. There's a lot of dead material, but there is also, as we pan up, some lovely new green. And these have all been thrown from towards the base of the shrub. This one actually springs from the branch down here. So what I'm going to do is now shift the focus from the bare main trunk that we had, and I'm going to try and take this new growth and move it back towards the wall. The first thing to do is clear out all this dead stuff. So I've got a variety of tools out with me. I've got some loppers, I've got some normal bypass secateurs, I've got these more manly anvil secateurs, which are meant for cutting thicker branches. And I've also got a tree saw with me. I'm not great with saws, but it may all just be a bit too thick for these other tools that I've got. First thing I'm going to do though is take the main weight off and reduce that top crown. So I've now got a big chunk of the dead material out, and actually probably my main problem now is just getting that tall stump out. I'm I'm really pleased with how this work is going. I've had to take it in stages, as much for the health of the remaining plant as for my own trying to work out how it's going. But what you can see is that I've now reduced the dead portion right down to here. The live piece of wood doesn't start until right down at the bottom. It's actually a sprout off that piece, and I do need to get down fairly close to it to cut it off. It's going to be tricky. There's not a lot of room to maneuver. I think I'm going to have to come up at it with the tree saw. So let's try. I'm going to try and make this an upwards cut so that the cut face is well protected by the brick wall here. It's not going to be immediately exposed to weather. I'm also going to come quite possibly above both these node points that you can see, and the reason for that is if there's any dieback, hopefully those nodes will stop it going any further. So a nice long draw of the saw to get it started, and then I can start to straighten up. I can use a hand on top of the stump to steady it. I'm trying to use the full length of the saw as far as possible. The nice thing about using the tree saw is that over any thickness you are sort of cutting further round than you think you are because of the shape of the blade, but it's still hard work. The important thing is not to accidentally cut the piece I'm trying to keep. It would be quite so bad if this wasn't in such an awkward position. However, see, if I try and put my saw in this way round and go down, I risk snapping this piece, which is my new growth. So I don't want to do that. Now I'm just trying to come in with my secateurs to just detach that last little piece, because I am worried that when the saw breaks through I might just completely knock this piece off. Whereas if I can nibble at it with the secateurs now that it's thinner, I stand a better chance of protecting that stem. Yes! There is some green under this section of bark, but when you look up at the top section, it was dead. This is absolutely solid, yet dead wood. Now I've cleared all that away, I should be able to start pulling this back towards the wall, but I need to do it carefully I'm going to be reusing the rubber coated wire ties that I use. They're absolutely fine, there's no reason to change them, and they're really strong and they protect the wood. So I've tied this first piece in and I'm trying to make it fan a little bit towards the door. Then I'm going to take this long piece here and gently bend it back towards the wall. I can wrap my rubber tie snugly around my wire stays that are on the wall, and choosing a point on the branch where there isn't growth to get trapped, I can just secure my tie. And that pulls it back to the wall. Now with this main bulk section, I'm going to almost try to rotate. So I want this branch to go downwards to allow this section to come back towards the wall. It may even pay me to cut this back further. Trying to manoeuvre the branches so they aren't badly crossing each other. This is going to be quite an alien position for this branch, so I don't want to trap anything else. So this is now a very different shrub to the one that we started with this morning. You can see that the height has come down, but we've lost that bare section in the middle as well as the dead bit at the top. And now we've been able to pull the shrub back into the wall. It's given it some more height again. I'm really pleased with that. When you're doing strong bends to branches, just be aware of the health of the bark. You really don't want to start seeing signs of stress forming on that bark when you're bending. If you've gone too far, step it back. It may be that you need to put another wire in to support against the wall. Far better to have to go to that effort than to damage another branch. We've already done an awful lot of work to this shrub. It needs to recover from that. The last thing I need to do now is come back in and put some mulch on top of the bed. It has got quite poor during the growing season. It's just time to give it a bit of beefing back up, and that will help the plant in its turn. Right, that's it for this week's video. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to rate, share and subscribe to me here on YouTube. And until next time, bye!